So after my first week of the meditation of the heart, one of the things that I noticed the experience has been a more calmer demeanor, even a more calmer demeanor in situations where I noticed previously I wouldn't be calm. How did that happen for me? Um, when I'm doing the meditation of the heart, a lot of times I've had to stop and take heavy, deep breaths. The reason being is because you just feel like a weight or tension is like being lifted. You don't realize, and this is tension from your body. This is stress. We don't, we think a lot, we be so stressed and we're used to being up under stress that we don't realize how really stressed we are in this society. You're used to the stress in your workplace, used to the stress maybe around your home, in your home. You're used to the stress out here in the streets. Just going to the store to get a damn honey bun is stressful, depending on where you live, but out in LA, just getting a honey bun at night can be a very thoughtful process. And I felt like so much of the stress and tension just like rolling off of my back, rolling off of my body, and really just like a relief. And I noticed that, even after doing the meditation, that translated over into my daily. And as I've been studying more, in the Egyptian spirituality and a lot of the mysteries of the temple, um, I've discovered something is that it comes back to what a lot of these Egyptian temples had above the door, and it was for man to know thyself. And a lot of my studies I'm doing a lot of studies in the Egyptian mysteries. Um, it's all about being observant. It sounds simple. You're like, yeah, I'm observant, I'm paying attention. No, until you slow down and start to relax yourself and start to look without judgment. And what I mean is that, I'll be honest, been a very criticizing person. I see something, oh, look at this and that. But just looking at it for what it is, when you just start looking things as just for what they are and not placing a judgment or trying to concrete place them into what they are, you start to see that a lot of your behaviors and actions have been automatic, and a lot of mine have just been like stupid. Like, I looked at like situations this year where I got mad or got upset about something, and I got upset about it, and I'm looking at it now like in the new demeanor and the calmer, more perspective of myself and the relaxed vibe. And I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. Stop doing it. And I saw how like time was being wasted and vital energy was being wasted, when a lot of the, again, Egyptian mysteries come back to knowing yourself, generating, everything is generated within you and not dependency upon outward. It don't mean I can't get love from externally, but I should be always generating the love within myself. And I've noticed it's been a few situations where I would have got mad and got upset and got all angry, and I remained calm. And because I became observant of some of my behavior, I was like, bro, you need to relax. I'm not saying I was a maniac out here or nothing, but I'm honest enough to say there could be some improvement, you know, in areas in my life, and that was one of the areas that I saw that I could use some improvement. Because as this week, as I started to observe things, what I observed is that a lot of things were my behaviors and things I was doing was automatic, and a lot of the way things went were kind of automatic. But we act like, I don't want to say we, but I was acting like so much was a surprise in my day, like, oh, this happened, and allow myself, as they say, to be carried about by these different shocks and awes. And I was like, I slowed down, like I caught myself like on day 5. I was like, ain't nothing happening but the same damn thing. And then, okay, so what did I do? What do I do with this knowledge? Let's say that came to you. What would I do with this? I said, well, maybe it's just a coincidence. I tried a few more days. And on day 7, I was like, it's the same damn thing happening. I'm noticing the same thing happening. And I said, okay, all right. So as I've stepped, and as I get ready to stepping into week 2, now I got this calculated because I said, okay, this is going to happen as this. So I found myself through the week managing myself better. And I noticed that, at the end of this week, the recap from it being that not only calming myself down, it allows me to pay more attention to what's really going on and what really is and isn't. Like they say, the real from the relative. And being able to keep myself calm because I know at the end of the day, like from analyzing the past and analyzing that, oh, this is going to happen here and this. So it doesn't really catch me by shock anymore because when this happened, there's a cause and there's an effect, and there's a cause and an effect. So if person A does this, then this happens, then this happens. It's a whole process. Everything around us is systematic. It's nothing out of a shock, and as we slow ourselves down, and that's what I've experienced this week, being able to relax myself and let myself down some and let myself relax and stay calm some. I've been able to pay attention to what's going on around me, recognize the similarities, and act accordingly, you know, and stay at peace and calm in the process. I always was drawn to Egyptian spirituality, and it's always had this mystique, but all we see is the statues. Like, there are some works out there that I'm coming across as I'm studying a lot of the Egyptian mysteries, um, that I'm coming across that are like, they're cool, um, and require the work. But, you know, I always notice how even in the statues from what we see, they were always poised. They weren't ripping and running and scattered like we are. And I'm here like saying that, this is what I descended from, and I'm around here running around like crazy. That's why I said, no, this year I'm going to get into it. I'm going to figure out what they knew. They knew something because, they were sitting back on thrones. Every move was calculated and organized. Things had more organization. It wasn't this friggin' mayhem that we're encountering right now. It was nowhere near this.